Hi, this is Paul Montano. I lost my drone. If you lost your drone and you're looking for steps to get it back, this is the right video. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you how. So the first thing to know is the location. So what happened is I was flying my drone up in the mountains in the Jacumba Desert, and I was doing an orbit. As I was doing the orbit, my drone went behind a peak of boulders, lost signal, and that was it. I couldn't get back. I couldn't get it to respond. I pressed the go home button and it didn't work. So what I started doing is walking towards the drone on my map. As I was looking at the display from my DJI, I started walking towards it. In about a quarter mile, I was able to look at the display and see what my camera was looking at. So my drone was facing down. It crashed with something. It was facing down. I was looking at dirt. I was looking at some vegetation, some branches, and I was looking at boulders. So that was the image I had. I walked towards that obstacle, and I just didn't feel confident going up that peak. It was pretty steep. The boulders, they were pretty large. We needed some rope. So I did not want to take the chances of going up and try to look for my drone. So what I did is I came back home. I went into my DJI app and I looked for the coordinates. So what you do first is you open your app, you go into your equipment. On the right hand corner, you go into me. Second option is flight records. You're gonna go into your flight records and you're gonna scroll to the flight. In this case, I already have other flights because I got the drone back. But what you do is you look for your last flight, the time that you crash. And there you're gonna scroll to the side at the bottom. You'll see a progress bar that you can scroll, and you'll see how the drone it's flying, and that was your last flight planned, your last mission. At the end of that progress bar, you're gonna see the coordinates. Those are the coordinates of your crash site. So that's where you want to go. You're gonna use those coordinates, and you're gonna paste them into a Google search. Once you paste them into a Google search, please go into open up Google, go to Google Earth, and what you want to do is paste the coordinates. Once you paste those coordinates into the search, it's going to take you to your exact crash location. Once you're there, do an assessment of what's going to be the best approach to get to where your drone is located. In my case, the best approach was through the south face of the peak. That's where the least amount of obstacles we had. And a good idea is to take a screenshot of the crash site, print it, bring it with you the day that you're going to be doing your mission. And once you have that established, you have your location established, now you have to plan the rescue. So like I said, it's look for the areas with the least amount of obstacles. Safety is first. Want to make sure that you're within your comfort limits. Another thing you need to check is the weather when you're going to go. Make sure that it's going to be weather appropriate for whatever you're going to be doing. You don't want to head out there if it's 110 degrees, or you don't want to get out there if it's going to be raining. If it rains, the drone is not going to be operational anymore. Another important thing is to ask for help. So I was not feeling comfortable doing the hike by myself. Of course, you're never supposed to do outdoors activities on your own. But on top of it, I was not comfortable going up a peak full of boulders in a region that it's known by rattlesnakes and other poisonous animals. So just want to make sure that you bring the people you feel comfortable with. In this case, I went into Facebook. I looked for a hiking group in the area of San Diego. That's where I lost the drone, and I asked for help. Soon enough, really nice gentleman, Steve, thank you very much for going with us. Steve reached out to me and said, yes, I'm willing to help. So I was able to link with him. He's a climber, so perfect. I called one of my friends, he's a doctor. he said, yeah, I'll go with you. He brought his first aid kit in case that we needed anything. So he was also a great resource to bring along. To prepare for the hike, we planned the day and make sure that the weather was appropriate. And then I use a GPS navigation app that I use for off-roading. You can use the one that I use is on Onyx Off-Road. You're gonna use the coordinates that you got from the DJ app, the crash site. You're gonna use those coordinates. You're gonna put them into your GPS guidance app so that it can guide you to the crash location. You can use Gaia. You can use any app that it's for outdoor activities. When we're there, we started sweeping the hill. We're going upside, and we just started going everywhere. Underneath vegetation, underneath the boulders, we just couldn't find the drone. So I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, the drone crashed against boulders. And those boulders were at the top of the peak of that mountain. So therefore, I started thinking logically, because we already had about an hour of sweeping the hill and we couldn't find the drone or any debris. So I look up and I see three big peaks, three big boulders that were sticking up from the top of the mountain. And I hiked to the closest one. Once I got there, it looked very familiar to the images I saw before the crash. I started looking around, and there you have it. I saw what we have there. I started looking, and my drone was in a crevice about 6 feet down.
I'm not gonna touch it yet.
It crashed against the wall of granite. It went down in the crevice, and it was right there. The gimbal looked intact, the camera looked intact. The only thing it was landing gear, one of the push from the landing gear got damaged. A few propellers, but that was about it. It was just cosmetic damages. So we're celebrating. We hiked back down. We had a little barbecue to celebrate.
Good job. Thank you, guys.
Back home, charged the thing.
Without you guys, I wouldn't have been out here.
It was a really, really cool experience to go out there to ask for help, for a stranger to say, yes, I'll go with you guys. We had a great time. I'm sure that Steve and I, we're going to stay in touch. We're going to become longtime friends. And this is how I was able to get my drone back. Hopefully, you're not going to need to do everything I did. But in the event that you're hiking and your drone goes missing, those are the steps that I took to get it back. Hope this is a helpful video for you. Thank you. Have a good day.
I'm medical and I'm hungover.
I think it's a bigger tree past that one on the left and up around that big boulder.
That's what I planned.
So are you thinking a little more this way around?
Yes, but it seems like it's getting steeper. It looked less of an incline on Google Earth. It looked pretty flat.
It may end up being easier approach from the other side, but we'll stop this a little bit.
Well, we're already here. Oh, it's pretty easy through this side. Just watch for rattlesnakes.
Yeah. Oh shit, those tarantula fucking things are here.
Where? Oh, that one. Yeah.
Was he flying or on the ground?
Fine.
Oh.
And then I get to the fucking golden wings, I'm like, oh,
As long as you don't step on him or something,